So we're going to lock that in. And if you add these up, simple math, we got here almost $8,000 in pretty much a week in a single day. That increases our portfolio up by 25%. Hey there, welcome to Super Stock Bros. My name is Ace, and today we're going to be going over the plays we made to Road to Milli, where we're at, and what we're going to do next. Stay tuned. Okay, so a great week overall. My goodness. So last week we were pretty jaded that we lost out on the Microsoft play, but we made up for it with two Etsy plays that have just worked out spectacularly. So with Etsy, actually the September one we've just closed today, which I'll show in a second, and we have locked in a 13% gain on our overall portfolio, which is insane. And for the other Etsy play, that one is still going. It expires tomorrow. So I'm not even going to spend the commission on it to close it. I'm so confident that this thing is going to go through without any incident. So let's wait for that to happen. In the meantime, let's take a look at our plays. So like I said, still the same plays. We closed off the September 3rds today because we actually secured most of the value. Now, I had been mentioning for a very long time that Etsy is worth way more than 200, or at the very least 200, right? And I was thinking that it might actually go back to 225, which it had hit earlier this year. I actually didn't think it was gonna happen so quickly, but all of a sudden Etsy just surged. That was a great move. I think Etsy made over 6% today. Let's see. It was, yeah, it made it at 216. That's wild stuff. So in one day it went up 6%, and usually that bodes very well for options because, well, when you're selling puts like I am, that's very good. So we basically locked in almost 100% of this play in a single day. So we got up to about 90%, and I decided that the rest of it isn't really worth it. So I mean, we were going for 15%. We locked in 13% after commissions, and really chasing 2% over a whole week isn't really my style. I'm going for about 5 to 10% moves because I'm pretty wild. So these are the kind of gains we're going for to make this Road to Milli challenge fast and efficient. And sometimes it's a little bit risky, like we started off at 82%, but then this quickly turned into 99%. And actually, well, I put 100% because we closed it off here, so obviously it's a 100% chance to win now. Now for the other play, we have the August 27th still open. That means it expires tomorrow, end of day. And I'm not even going to pay the $50 commission to close this one off because guess what? It's not going to get back below 180 anytime soon unless there's some really bad news drop tomorrow at the Jackson Hole Symposium, which I doubt. I highly doubt. And even so, I'm very confident Etsy getting back up. So obviously we're not going to change that. But right now it's at 99% chance to win, and honestly, it's almost expired, and I can almost say that it's going to be at 100%. So we're going to lock that in. And I mean, if you add these up, simple math, we got here almost $8,000 in, well, pretty much a week in a single day. That increases our portfolio up by 25%. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, great week overall. We made up for the slow move last week, and we're just going to keep going. Okay, so our options expire tomorrow. What does that mean? That means our full Road to Milli account is open for spread plays. So I'm going to be looking for the next spread play. We're going to see if we can jump into Microsoft when it's at a low, or maybe another stock. Etsy is a little too high to play right now, so I'm going to give it time to cool off. But I'm really liking how NVDA is looking. I'm liking how AMD is looking. We're going to be looking out for some red plays after the Jackson Hole Symposium, after Jay Powell talks. There is a black swan, or at least a fear and uncertainty event on the horizon with the Fed mentioning tapering. You might have Jay Powell talking about his future position, whether he stays or not. So that's going to create a lot of fear if he does leave. He's been great for the market overall, and he's handled the whole situation with the pandemic very, very well. So people are going to hate to see him leave, including us, actually. So we'll see what happens with that. We're going to be looking for the plays that come down drastically. Microsoft has already come down a little bit. It's below 300 now, which is kind of surprising, even though it did shoot up a little bit quicker than we thought. If it keeps coming down, if it hits the 295-ish range, that's like an insane buy signal to me. Right now, I'm actually looking to buy into it. So even if it stays around this range, we might open a spread for 290, 285 maybe. Something like that. We'll explore tomorrow. I'm going to be looking at all of the options. I'll post it in the Discord chat. Other plays, you know, AMD is pretty good. Facebook has been great. I've been looking at it, just tracking it. I think Facebook is worth a lot more than it is now. PayPal, I liked it at the 270 range. We missed it by $3, and $3 makes a huge difference when you open up a spread play, but We'll wait for it, we'll watch it, and that's pretty much it for now. I'll look out for more plays tomorrow, see what happens, but really we do want to get in at the low. We want to open a spread play at a low, or at least on a red day, because that way you give the market time to come back a little bit, and once it does come back, then you immediately capitalize. So that frankly brings down your probability quite a bit, unless you're catching a falling knife. And really with the plays that you open up spreads on, none of these should be falling knives because they're generally stable stocks. So for example, Microsoft is really never going to be a falling knife unless you have some kind of global market crash, right? So very confident in that. And honestly, even if it does happen, if you catch it at a bad time and it just keeps falling for whatever reason, you can just roll it over to the next month and wait for it to recover. And honestly, a stock like Microsoft, you give it a couple of months, it'll almost always recover. So we'll keep that in mind. All right, that's it for me today, Stock Bros. Let's see how this week ends off, and let's make those gains.